So this week I wanted to show you guys all of the stump removal for the property that we're putting the tiny house or the shed. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to call it yet, but we're removing all of the stumps so that we can come through next week and lay down concrete, but we need a flat surface first. So that's what we're doing this week. We are taking up all the stumps, but I wanted to give a quick aerial view of where we're putting this stuff. So over here to the left, you can kind of see a little grassy patch. That's where we're planning on putting the tiny house. So hopefully that'll be a good spot where it kind of blocks it from the road as well. And this is just another view so you guys can see it from looking out the cabin, and we're eventually going to get rid of the camper and everything else. But this week we are working with the Kioti tractor that my dad got, and we originally were going to rent a trailer from U-Haul, but it just didn't fit the trailer because it was a little bit too heavy and we didn't trust it going down the highway. So we picked up this trailer, and that's the new tractor that my dad got. So it ended up working really, really well for pulling out all of these stumps. It made the stump removal so much easier. We're no experts on removing these stumps, so please don't take these as this is the only way to do that. But using the tractor definitely helped. I also picked up a junk chainsaw, and that helped with all of the under roots and getting that all taken care of. That helped a bunch. So here you can kind of see that this is what everything looks like before we came through with the tractor and kind of leveled everything out. These are some of the trees that we need to get rid of. So our day is definitely ahead of us. You might be asking why we're getting rid of some of these standing trees, and that's just because when we go to pour the concrete, we want to be able to bring the full concrete truck back to exactly where we want to pour it, so then we're not breaking our backs trying to use a wheelbarrow. So before we ended up getting to the actual stump, we wanted to move the trees down as far as we possibly could so we could expose the roots and kind of set up a game plan from there. So this is my dad kind of attacking the roots a little bit and seeing how much of the blade on the tractor could affect the roots to maybe we could just pull it up with the tractor.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have gotten those roots up by ourselves.
It would, yeah. We would have been here all day doing that.
So even if we would have graded over it, we would have always been grading over the root
Yeah,
system.
you're right. So other than those two stumps there, this is a huge deal to get this out. What I suggest we do is go ahead and chop it off now that I don't need the leverage from the top for it to fall, and then that way I can get around it and try and pick at it some more without the big thing. So let's go ahead and chop that trunk. Took us a minute, but got it out. That's better than trying to dig it out.
I'm just glad all that's out of the ground.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. And now we've got room to where we can come in here and try and pick away at those other two stumps.
Right.
And maybe get them like you did over here. So yeah, just I'm glad it's a little bit in the shade too.
Yeah, I know that works out. All right, so now that those front 3 trees have been kind of handled a little bit, the main tree right there has been taken out, but there was 2 big roots on either side of it. So what I had to do is just kind of take a shovel and expose the roots on that. But right here you can see that my dad's taken away the top of the tree that we cut off earlier. So we're just trying to make a pile to where all of that stuff's going to be in one area, and we'll come back, cut it up, and burn it. You can't really see it too well, but this is what I was referencing earlier of basically the 2 stumps. They're still kind of underground, so after this I'm going to have to take a shovel, kind of get after it a little bit, but my dad's doing his best to try and expose it a little bit further.
Oh, I said you can try. I did try. I digged at it.
So this seemed to work the best out of everything that we tried, is exposing the roots and then wrapping a metal chain around the smaller roots and trying to pop it out of the ground. Once those roots around the main root has been exposed, then we'll wrap the chain around the big one, and it comes out pretty easily, just with a little bit of force from the tractor.
That's the thing with poplars, is that whenever, most of the time when they fall down, they don't fall down from the base. They snap off midway up, halfway up, because they rot from the inside.
Alright, I think I got a hole on that side. I think we can wrap the chain around it on this side.
Okay.
And pull it out that way.
All right, let's give it a shot.
But I want to pop that one first. There's no way we would have got that out by hand.
There's no way.
No chance.
Yeah, that thing was. I'm glad I put that extra protective blade on here, so it's not tearing up the bucket. It's replaceable.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, there's no way we would have gotten this out of there. It's like a transmission. Probably as big as a transmission. All right, well, that was far more than I was expecting.
That's all the stumps but one.
Yeah, all but one. And I think if we approach that like we did this one,
Yeah, we should be able to get it.
we might be able to. And that way, yeah, all the stumps are out. What was that? That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stumps.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. Yeah, if we get that one out, that's the hoorah for the day. Yeah, and after that we just gotta level this out. Cool.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this stump right here took longer than what I anticipated digging around it. I pretty much had everything exposed, so seeing this root system come out of the ground and us pulling it out was incredible. I could not believe how big this thing was.
I can't believe that.
That was actually probably the easiest one.
I know. Well, I did a lot of digging.
You did, but
Look at how thick those trunks are.
yeah, those are pretty thick. You know what? There must have been no roots at the base, it was all outward.
If we didn't cut that, there's no
There's no
chance
way.
that's coming out.
Yeah, that needed to be cut. But yeah, we'll fill it back in. We're good to go.
Wow. I thought that was going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, so did I.
Look at the size of this thing.
So I tried my hand at trying to drive the tractor and flattening everything out and moving the excess dirt around and making sure that we're filling up all of the holes from where we had the stumps. At this point, our day's pretty much over. We got all the stumps of what we thought. We didn't think that we were going to be able to get out all the ones that we did. We thought we were going to have to come back maybe another weekend and kind of work at it a little bit more, but this Kioti tractor definitely put in the work to make our lives a lot easier. So we didn't have to break our backs too bad.
Just to show you guys a wrap up of everything that we did today. Obviously it looks a lot different than when we got here. These two trees right here are gone. The trees out here in the middle are gone. And then that mound of dirt that was back here is all gone too. So we're gonna have to come back up here and level everything out because you can kind of see that it's a little hilly. But for today, not a bad day. Take you over here. This is where I plan on putting the tiny house, or the shed, whatever you want to call it. So we just moved all that over there. And so I'm planning on having it like diagonal right here to where it kind of blocks the road back there. And then you're able to see everything this way. Just kind of give you guys a view of the tractor and the camper over there. But this is kind of what it's going to look like. We're going to put some grass down and should be okay. In the meantime, we're staying in the camper. Just a tad bit dark in here, but this is where we're staying for the time being. Not going to sugarcoat it. We do have a little bit of a mouse problem. That's why you see the little mouse catch right there. But for the most part, this is pretty cool. We bought this a couple years ago, and it's worked out perfectly. Just when it gets bitterly cold in December, January, it's just too much. We can't handle it. It gets too cold. But yeah, so this is where we're going to stay until the tiny house or shed, whatever we want to call it, shed conversion gets done. So yeah, if you guys have any comments or any ways that we could have done this stump pulling a little bit better, let us know. So until then, we'll catch you in the next video.